back to the dumpster and to dive into a troubling episode of Summer House. I am joined by one half of Two Judgey Girls. Courtney is here. Make sure to follow Two Judgey Girls at Two Judgey Girls on all platforms and check out their show, releasing episodes as often as they are humanly possible. Courtney, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited we were able to do this finally. I feel like there was so much back and forth, but
honestly, it worked out though, because little did we know. Guys, we were supposed to record right at the top of this season, but thank God that didn't happen.
I mean, literally, it's honestly insane. And then I saw, did you see the clip today from Andy's radio show where he said next week is worse?
It's guys,
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
This is really bad.
Sad. I'm sad. This is my favorite show, and they've gone and ruined it so that they could just be together for a few months and just be in their sweatpants at dive bars.
I know, y'all. I have so much to say about that. Courtney, where you're located in LA?
I'm in LA.
That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. Now, the blind so y'all, Amanda went on socials and was like, "Hey, I am ready to come out of hibernation and be kind of normal again." And then she decided to go to the bar that every 25-year-old male and female in New York City has had a one-night stand at.
Okay, so I'm assuming it's by NYU or something.
It's close.
Okay,
Yeah,
it felt like a college bar.
I think it's East Village, Lower East Side. Essentially, all the Murray Hill people just go down there and have 10 Coronas and are just like, who is it gonna be today? It's wild that they went there. Also, they've aged out of that place. That's the other part that's confusing to me. Is y'all wanted to be seen,
right? I assumed they were going to Coachella. And that's why she had posted that. And so I was like, oh, and I had gone to Coachella. So I'm like, maybe I'll run into them then. And then we were getting all these DMs like, no, they're at Blind Tiger. My friend was out in New York. I said, you got to go to Blind Tiger. I don't even know what that is. And she's like, what? Why? Why would I go there? I'm like, I don't know. Because they're there. I don't know. I don't know why anybody goes anywhere.
Are they going to be at at 9 Inch Noise today at 10 p.m.? No, they're at Blind Tiger on Bleecker and 14th.
Exactly. I don't know, because I just assumed she was going to be in a very public place, or she was putting out a bunch of different ads, which obviously she had the Jimmy John's ad, but I just assumed that there was something big happening, not just we want to go to the bar.
No, it's crazy. There are so many places in New York City they could have gone, and I promise you no one would have seen them. Go to a bar on go to a bar in Midtown. Go to the Regency. Go to the Regency. Tom D'Agostino wouldn't know who the F you were. Go there.
Oh my God. Can you imagine just having another plot line from the Regency though? That would be iconic.
It really would. I've actually never been. I've lived in the city for so long. Have you been before?
I have not. I couldn't tell you. Here's my problem though. Every time I go to New York, I never know where I am. I go to New York multiple times a year. Whenever I think I'm going north, I'm 100% going south. It's if the numbers are going down, you're going south. And I'm like, nope, I'm not. I'm north. And I'm usually pretty good with directions, but it gets me thrown off every single time. So no, I never know where I am.
It's okay. The Regency is $30 for a martini. It's not worth it. It's more just to say you've been, is what I've heard.
Right. It's just an amusement park location, as if you're going to Sur over here.
Correct. But if the only thing that's different is Sur, you can go and say you went and then go to some fun spots. The Regency, you're trapped in the most frightening, oldest neighborhood in New York City with a lot of old Republicans. So.
All right. Okay. So note to self, just be ready to take an Uber if I ever go there.
Yeah, you'll go get a drink and then you're like, let's go somewhere cool. Let's go to Blind Tiger after.
I mean, it's mixing high and low,
My favorite thing to do. How was Coachella?
Coachella was great. I keep saying every year I'm retiring from going, but this year I think I might have. It was just such a blast. I just love live music. I have the best time, and I have the same group of friends that go every year, and so it's kind of our journey to the desert, enjoy ourselves, and have the best time. Mm-hmm. Have you been before?
I've not been. I love going to concerts. I've seen all the pop girlies when they come to the stadiums and arenas in and around New York, but I like a plan, and sometimes I struggle with the we're just here all
Yep.
day walking around vibe. Like I'm gonna be like, okay, when do I get to sit down? And
Fair. But you have the opportunity to do that whenever you want. It's a big
that's
grass
true.
field.
That's true. I have a
Yes.
friend. So one of my good friends is very good friends with, and a mutual friend of ours, with someone who works at Live Nation, and he always gets artist passes every year. And so one of my good friends has gone so many times with an artist pass, and seeing that experience, I'm like, well, that's, if I'm gonna go, like, that's unfortunately gonna be the only way I get there.
That's how I went this year. That's
Oh,
how I
okay.
went this
Well,
year.
there
I
you
went
go.
with an artist pass, and I will tell you, it's kind of the new VIP. It's very crazy, the fact of like how many people have artist pass, but it's very good people watching. So when you want to sit on the grass, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and the celebrities. Although I heard this year was like Influencer Fest, essentially. Was it like wrought with people filming themselves, or was it?
You know, it was, but no, a lot of people were in the moment. Like we were talking
Good.
about ours. Like we were at Subtronics, and 5 feet in front of us was Alex Earl dancing with all of her friends and having the best time. And we were giggling though because it was Sunday night, and then Monday she woke up to the Alex Cooper stuff, which made us laugh. Just like imagine she probably went to bed at like 5 a.m. They wake her up at 8:30, and she's just like, "Wait, what? Huh? What's going on?" And we were just
See, that is
was
an
kinda
internet
funny.
thing that missed me completely. Like I obviously know who they
There's-
both
yeah.
are. I just don't know where the timeline begins and ends with the two of them.
You know, honestly, I couldn't tell you either. I'm like peripheral on it. I kind of know general, but now it's starting like there's a bigger feud happening.
Yeah, because then there's gonna be receipts and all this stuff. But you know, I do feel a part of me, because rage bait is so popular now. That's like how so many people want to make their content. And y'all, you can make your money off rage bait right now, but what is the longevity of rage bait is always my concern with it. It's like, where will this lead? Like probably to nothing eventually. But regardless, I kind of feel that they're trying to feud publicly to just have their names in people's mouths. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought that. And then Alex Cooper literally posted, like, this isn't a prank. This isn't staged. Like, this is real. Because one thing people hate is being the joke of something. So,
That's
like, if you're
true.
going to do a prank or you're going to do some sort of rage bait, people do not like to be taken advantage of in, like, a joking manner. Like, circling it back to the West and Amanda when everybody thought it was, like, an April Fool's joke, I was like, well, that's a pretty annoying joke to play on the audience who are now either talking poorly about Amanda and West or like fiercely defending X, Y, and Z, you know, whatever it is. Like at the end of the day, if it was a prank, it'd be pretty messed up to be doing that to your audience and then being like, haha, just kidding.
Yeah, no, I agree. I am not pro prank in any way.
No.
It's-
And that's why I don't like Roni Reboot, because that's what Aaron does all the time is these really bad pranks.
I honestly forgot about that. Like I didn't forget about Roni Reboot, but I forgot that she pranks. That's her thing.
Pranks,
No,
I'd like to
why
say.
is that happening? Why? Yeah, why is that show happening? It's crazy to me. When Miami right now, Lisa Hoxie just got a mug shot, and there wasn't a camera outside of the joint.
Looking like a 10 out of 10, by the way.
Oh, so good. Her
Like,
work is.
I know she got glam.
She got, but it's kind of day glam. It's like she did day drag. Like it's not
I love her.
full reunion beat. It's like let some of the injections do the heavy lifting here.
Exactly. Oh, I love her though.
I do too. Well, let's get into some Summer House stuff. So before we get into this recap, two things that have been going on. Well, a lot's been going on, but we had our first Watch What Happens Live appearance from a cast member post the scandal happening, and that was Mia. I mean, I know she was on reality TV prior to this, so she's not new to the game, but she is light as a feather, effervescent, like sitting there on Watch What Happens Live, looking like $1,000,000. And I love to see her stand up for her girl Sierra. What did you think about her Watch What Happens Live
I
performance?
thought she was a star. I wish she was cast sooner. I thought her answers were great. The confidence that she had. I'm all in on Mia. I thought she was the perfect guest too for the return, to have like the first person on there. And then like knowing Sierra was backstage too. So she really kind of was being, as much as she wanted to be like a mouthpiece for her in a way, I thought 5 stars.
Yeah, agreed. And she revealed that Sierra had more inklings before kind of anyone else that something might be happening, and then Mia essentially was like, I didn't believe it until literally the news dropped. I thought it couldn't
When
be
do
real.
you think it started? I'm curious.
I go back and forth. Sometimes I think it's hard with all of everything going on. It feels people are getting really tin hatty about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, y'all. Like, I don't think Amanda and Wes are slick enough to like get away with a long haul like cheating scandal, you know?
Yeah.
I could see there being like emotional cheating maybe over the summer. Like just
So, okay.
especially because, and we'll get into this in a second, but like I think she flirts really heavy when she shouldn't sometimes based on her marital status only. I mean, she can do whatever she wants, but I'm just saying like
Right.
she's married and her husband has cheated. Like I think she maybe shouldn't be so overly flirtatious with these guys. I think that she was super flirtatious with Ben and gave him signs that you could have it if Kyle's not around kind of vibes.
That's so interesting because I never took. Now, again, I don't know these people anymore with the decisions that they've made, but I'm
Right.
always thinking like, I thought Amanda was pretty loyal to a fault in her marriage, and I'm thinking nothing happened. I also just want to believe nothing happened because I think cheating adds such an extra layer to everything, and if we're separated at the time, then let's look at those other bad decisions that they've made. I think they also have such blurred lines in the house. Like they really are so, and this is everyone in the house, like on top of each other. They lived with each other for a full weekend. Everyone's intertwined. Everyone's in each other's rooms. That these blurred lines, like, no, everybody's always crossing the line with Amanda, but in an innocent way. Like I always just, Jessie used to leave the most inappropriate comments on her Instagram, and the only person that was annoyed by that was Lexi because
Right.
it was inappropriate. But Kyle didn't care because he knew Jessie wasn't going to do anything.
Right. No, it's true. I think that they're used to kind of being so flirty with each other when Amanda may have been the only one in the mix who was willing to actually like act on it. That's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting from what went down with them.
Okay.
I think they probably hooked up though for the first time sometime like after BravoCon before the season aired. I think that maybe they had
2025 or 2026. I need to know the year.
I feel like 2025 or like December or January was maybe a first time like, I can't believe we just did that. And then they were like, well, let's not do that again. And then they did it again.
And then they went out and they had martinis and they said, well, it was
Yeah.
kind of fun the first time, right? Like,
Right.
should we?
What do you
Mess.
think? What's your theory?
I'm thinking that, okay, we were convinced because we were on that Sailgate, Bravo tailgate Super Bowl party that Kyle was DJing on and Wes was hosting. And Wes went to the game and he was sitting with Sierra. So we're like, there's no way, there's no way. Now I'm leaning more towards something happening in January. I really just don't want to believe it was during the season. And if it was during the season, I'm like, are you like watching what West is doing and then you still want to risk it all for that? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I also think she's on this path of self-destruction. This is not an excuse for her, but I just see her as like she's burning every bridge she has. She is going kind of like cuckoo bananas in a way and is just like, F it, I'm separated, I don't know what I'm doing with my life anymore. And her and Wes, they could have had it all.
They could have had it all.
Adele said it, but they could have. I mean, they could have. Like Wes was the number one guy in the group. Amanda was in her like divorcee arc where we were all supporting her, and now it's like all of this is going towards Kyle. Like Loverboy's going to be saved because of this. That's all it took.
Isn't that crazy that
I
that
mean, truly.
Amanda's cheating scandal is what saved Kyle's business? Let that really sink in for Kyle.
And it's not even cheating technically if they weren't together. If they were separated, it's like we're saying it's cheating or we're saying it's an affair. But technically, if they're separated, is it cheating and he wasn't with Sierra? I mean, we need to have the timeline. That's my number one question for the reunion.
Yeah, agreed. And I'm hoping that we get it, but I also, West is a little manipulator and I could see him not maybe being totally honest about how everything went down. I just think in general, there's been a lot of blurred lines with their relationship from picking up cameras for this season to today. I just think it's been a little confusing. And Kyle just didn't really know because like, that's just the buddies in the house. Like they're all overly friendly with the girls. So
He's worried about the business and his DJing career. Those are his top two
yeah.
priorities.
Well, speaking of Kyle, one thing that happened online, Kyle was in Andy posted on Threads that he wanted questions for the reunion, and of course that thread popped off because everyone's got a ton of questions, including Kyle, who said, "Can people be fined for lying on Watch What Happens Live?" Any thoughts?
Oh, Kyle. I mean, Kyle is making me giggle because I think in the beginning, I was convinced I was like, they could get back together the way he was defending her in that 3-part, candid interview online. And then now I'm like, as things are happening, I think he's like, oh, okay, wait, she's really going to try to do this with him. Like, oh, fuck all of this. Like, sorry, can I cuss on this? I don't know if you're a cusser.
Yeah,
but okay. But Kyle's like, oh, this is like done now. And I just think he's like, the relationship was over. Now I'm like hoping that it wasn't cheating, even though I can't really say anything because like I cheated on her. So I don't have a leg to stand on in here. And then like his other thread that he had posted too. Did you see that one?
Which I'm not sure. He was all over.
So he posted another thread today that he was talking about rewatching and reliving moments from the season, and then how he's watching last night's and I'm assuming he's leaning towards Amanda mocking him for being the DJ at Common Grounds when that girl's like, we're going to Surf Lodge.
Oh, interesting. I actually had a different perspective. I thought the two things that the two big red herrings to me were, one, the Mia Sierra group hug with Amanda was incredibly sick. I mean, it's so upsetting. But I actually think the thing that might have hurt his feelings more was the way that deranged confessional that she did in regards to Ben about like the thing that happened in Italy, and how she essentially was like, well, did like it feel good to get attention? Of course. But like there was a whole text thread going on in Italy about how Ben wanted to fuck me. And I'm like, to me, that would piss me off, because they'd be like, wait, what? There was a whole because Kyle was not on that thread. It was like probably all the girls.
I could see him being. See, that's the thing. I could see being like Kyle being on that thread because everyone's just making a joke of it. I don't think at any point were they going to be like, oh yeah, Amanda's gonna hook up with Ben. Again, I don't know these people, so now I don't know anything of what I would think about these people compared to what I thought years ago. Like I say, like we watched this episode, and if we didn't know anything we knew, we would literally be like, Amanda's such a girl's girl. Like look at her defending Sierra so staunch. Like she is like Sierra's number one ride or die. And now we're like, oh wait, was she actually pissed Sierra was not getting the attention and that girl was, and now she wants it? It's like there's just so many layers that happen with it. It really could be, that thread is so ambiguous, to be fair. It could have been anything that happened.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. There's a lot that goes down in this episode. So, guys, this is Summer House episode 11. And if you are looking to get an ad-free version of this and early access version of this episode, go subscribe to the Dumpster Dive Patreon at patreon.com/dumpsterdivepod. And before we get into it, is there anything about Two Judgey Girls you want everyone to know about that's happening?
Oh my God. What's happening with us? Well, we just announced last week that we are now full-time podcasters, which people might have been able to gather based on daily podcasts now, but
congrats.
We're there.
That's
we're
really
breaking
exciting.
It all down. Thank you so much. It's been really fun. And no, we're on your pod. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about Summer House. Let's talk about it.
I know.
All.
I just like to get some plugs out because, I don't want people at the end to be like, okay, they talked about Summer House and they missed the plugs. So,
you know what? At Two Judgey Girls, check it out.
Yes. Okay, so we open up on the kind of end of this golf outing, and we're getting kind of the rest of this conversation between Amanda and Ben. Once again, we get this bizarro confessional. Now, what do you think about the conversation happening online with her co-opting like West's like speaking? Do you feel that? I don't know that I do, to be honest with you. I just feel that she's acting insane, but
I think she has. And again, if we didn't know what we knew now, I think her and Sierra figured out their meds. They're feeling good about themselves. They have a strong confidence about who they are. And I think they're just having fun this season. That I feel like she's just more confident. I think she's trying to be like, okay, my marriage is failing. I'm going to like stand up for myself more. I don't see that, but I also think that they all morph into each other in some way, because truthfully, they're all like, they're all kind of the same in a way.
Yeah, that's
Do you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
I don't see it. And I think people are just looking for details to be like, do you see what's happening here? And look, there's a lot of smarter people than me on the internet. And so if that is something that's going on, like I see someone's like, I'm a speech pathologist. I'm like, okay, I'll trust your word. Like, okay.
That is funny. Someone's like, I'm a Bravo fan and a speech pathologist, and here's what I have. Everyone has a specialty online these days.
And I take it all in, and that's why I'm like, what am I supposed to focus on? My own personal life, not when this is happening. Like, I'm like, oh my god, I'm stressed, making sure I know every detail. But no, I personally have not noticed that. I feel like she's always kind of talked that way, but she just has more confidence in her interviews this year.
And you know what? I bet you she filmed it too after the divorce had happened. I think she feels like a free woman, and she can kind of get a little sassy in the interview chair. There's just something off about it. And I hate her delivery of, she's like, how dare you, sir? I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, is this your attempt at like an Australian accent? You should leave the Australian accents to me.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a very good accent, but then I just was like it's just so tough because I don't ever want it to make it seem like I'm making excuses for either Amanda or Wes, but I do try to view the episodes as watching in that time period. It's like now a time period as if we're going like
I
very
understand
back
what you mean.
far.
Like you're like, if this had not happened, like what would be my take on this conversation?
Totally. It's like you have to, there's literally so many ways that you're watching this now. Okay, well, if I didn't know what I know, like we joke like, oh God, all of this is happening on this episode right now. We're like, just wait 8 months, guys. None of this is going to matter.
I know. No one's going to care about Ben and Sabrina.
Literally, I'm like, I think I like Sabrina this week now, okay? I didn't like her last week, but now I'm like, I think she is a girl's girl.
She could be a girl's girl, but baby, those shoes. We'll get to the shoes.
Her boots?
The shoes are insane. It's
I
like,
don't think I noticed.
Courtney, it's like she's a little lad who loves berries and cream. I'm like, she looks like it's like half pilgrim, half pirate.
At the pool party?
When she arrives at it's crazy to me that
I thought she was wearing boots. I just assumed she had tall boots on.
No, it is a boot, but it's like flesh tone, and then like the bottom is black. It's like it
Okay.
was the if she's going to become a cast member on this show, she either needs to lean into the kooky clothes completely, or we need to get you a stylist, Sabrina.
Oh my god, you were so funny. Oh
I'm not fully on board with Sabrina when she walked in with those shoes. I screamed when I was watching it this morning. I go,
well, but I feel like it's kind of her vibe. Like she's also wearing chokers all the time.
Yeah, she loves
I
rock.
think she's just a free spirit now. She's the second coming of Rachel Zoe, okay? Just with a little worse fashion. I don't know. This week I was like, I feel bad I was mean to her last week.
I agree. I think the problem with her in general, though, she's coming in a bit like a fan.
Yeah, and we said that last week, and then I started thinking about it because then and not to fast forward, but thinking about like the girl sitting on West's lap is like, they're all fans at this point. And if they're not, I don't know what to tell them because it's like, it's not doing your homework.
Well, right. I think that maybe what happened was Sabrina was upset because Ben dumped her for the show.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask you. Is your theory that they did break up or have they been dating all along?
I don't think they broke up, but I think he was like, can we just put a break on this, a pause for a second? Because like, I'm going to be gone every weekend. I'm going to be around girls. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to hook up, but like, I just don't want to do anything wrong. Mm-hmm. And while he was gone, she curled up in her bed in New York City and binged seasons 1 through 10 of Summer House. And then she's like, oh, I know what the show is.
Yeah, because she does have a lot of information. And then I'm like, what are they talking about the whole time? Like, he's breaking it down for her, telling her everything. And then she's like instantly connecting with every single person on the cast.
Yeah, she knows it's hard because I definitely like have sleuthed before and then met someone that I sleuthed. I mean, we've all done that on being on the internet.
Yeah, Google's free.
It's a very blurry line about how much you can pretend to know and not know about someone. Mm-hmm. Especially when you meet like pseudo famous people or like Bravo celebrities and you have to like pretend that you're like, oh, when you actually know every waking.
Oh, you're on a show? What network is that on? Huh.
Right.
There's how many seasons? Wow, I should get on that. It's like, babe, I watched every episode 10 times.
I have seen you naked, blurred out. Yeah, I think that she's just a little too studied with the show, but yeah, this conversation, it just is kind of crazy. Like Ben, it's weird how Amanda just can't totally hear Ben's perspective on it. I think it's just bizarre. Like Amanda would hate for that to go down the other way. Like imagine if a girl came in the house and was flirting with Kyle and then it got confronted, like she would be upset. Like it just makes sense that it was wrong. And she did apologize, but I do feel like there was a little bit of like mean girl, like you're on my show and I can't believe you're confronting me on my show is the vibe I got a little bit.
Well, I was also trying to figure out like what exactly was said. Like we don't have any footage of it. So were the cameras down and this was said while everybody was drinking? Did she say it in a joking manner? Like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're here because everybody's been saying that Ben's in love with me, which could be taken the wrong way, especially with drinking. Or how did she deliver it? Because when they talk about it later and she gives her apology, they never even mention those same words.
Yeah, I'm
and like
sure.
Amanda says she doesn't remember saying that. So how drunk was she? What was the actual like verbiage? Like I just wonder. And I think because now obviously what we know, we're like Amanda's 100% at fault. She totally said it. This is what happened. That's who she is now. And it's like when you travel back 8 months ago, is that what she said? I know I'm asking too many questions that are like hypothetical.
No, I think it's warranted. I mean, like. We'll never know, I guess. But I assume what happened was like they de-mic'd everyone, cameras went down, and Lindsay loves to party. So she was probably like, let's keep the party going. And they just, kept drinking rosé and chatting and having fun. So I feel like that's probably what happened. And then that's when it came out. But it is a bummer that it didn't get caught on camera.
I know. I hate when we talk about things that happen off camera and then we just have to like decide how it happened. I'm like, no, show me how it happened and then let me form my opinion, please.
Show it to me, Rachel. So back at the house, I thought this was crazy after the golf outing. One, everyone looks so stinky to me. I'm like, y'all need to shower.
And West especially. Twice he denies a shower this episode. Twice.
It's upsetting. Twice that stinky ass, and he is sweaty as all hell. He should be a 2 shower a day person in the summer times. I'm sorry. And
he is a sweaty guy.
Reek of like beer. Like he's just like they have to. There's no way they can't.
Oh no.
But he was sad. So handsy with Bailey. Did you clock that?
But that's what I'm talking about, these like blurred lines in this house. Like I think West in general has always been a touchy-feely guy. Yeah. And so like I think that they all kind of touch each other and they're just, that's like their love language in that house. I mean, he sits on Amanda later. It's like he's touching Bailey and I don't feel like she's uncomfortable with that. And maybe she could be. I don't know her experience, but it seems just like we're all besties in this house.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. I shouldn't jump to like he's trying to get with her too. But the problem is
who knows?
He could be because allegedly he's been with like everyone between this season wrapping and the scandal breaking. Like he was with Sierra a couple weeks before he was with Amanda. Like he was dating a girl in Montana. Like I'm like at this point I'm like maybe you are trying to get with Bailey. Like I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? But I also think just in general, and like from the few times that I've met him too, is he is just like, I think like quality time and like touch are like his love languages.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah. I don't think he's ever trying to hook up with me. So I can say like marked safe from West Wilson, but like I also know that like he was, like hands, like gave a hug. Every person on the boat, he like kissed their cheek goodbye. Like that's just like who he is as a human.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not defending him. I'm just giving my personal
I don't think
I know, but I feel like I have to caveat that a lot because people think I am. And I'm like, no, I'm just.
Here's the thing. And I say this every episode with West. It's like the bar for straight men is in hell. And a man that is willing to be nice and a man that believes that women have rights. All of a sudden we're like, that is my man. And in the end, he's still a fuckboy. Like all those things should be bare minimum to me in a straight man. But unfortunately, and even today, even in this episode, Jesse was like delightful in this episode, and everyone online is like, should it be Jesse? I'm like, y'all, Jesse. Do we not remember what happened with Jesse last season, guys? Jesse is not our king, okay?
I love him. I love him.
I get it, and that's okay, but like we have to recognize that he also is a fuckboy too.
Oh, they all are. Like, the thing is, I don't want to fuck any of them. So for me, it's like I'm just like, oh, the bar is in hell, and I think Jesse's like kind of a dork who got some attention, and he's tall and he's good looking, and he's okay. And we want to say, I'm sorry, I do think he can sing. I don't know that he's the next Michael Bublé, but I think if you have a platform and you have a talent, you should go for it, because when else are you going to have the opportunity to do so? And I don't know. I just feel like he's misunderstood.
Courtney, hold my hand.
I know. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing, Courtney. For the gays, we are always there to pick up the pieces. So when you're ready to talk about this on the other side, I'm here for you. But
like, do I have to go see his concert at the Troubadour? Perhaps, maybe. I mean, am I going to be the only one there? I could be, but I don't know.
You won't be. People will show up. We were. So I was at Samantha Bush's birthday dinner in the city, and over in the fall, and we were like 2 doors down from Jesse's concert that his like first show he did there. Oh my God, and we were all like, should we just like see what's happening? And I was like, no. we should have
for research.
You're right. What about this Jesse? What about Jesse putting on the Wes pants and there being a Magnum condom in the pocket, and Sierra goes, oh, that's not Wes, because it was a Magnum.
It's kind of like when they said that about James Kennedy on Vanderpump Rules. Like, he couldn't use that. Lala said that about him.
That's pretty good.
But I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was funny because it also was like very. Do you follow at T Waters on?
Oh yeah, of course. She's
Threads.
Hilarious.
Oh my God, she's so funny. And she was like, it's like Zac Efron at the Lorax premiere. Like, do you remember when he pulled out something from his pocket? Yeah. And it was just like classic. Like, those are the silly moments that I wish they were all friends and there was no like boundary crossing, because I'm like, that is funny to have that happen. That's such an oh shit moment, and it made me giggle.
My grand theory is the reason Wes has condoms in all of his pockets is because he never ends up using them, and he raw dogs.
Because he's not having sex, or because he's like, it doesn't feel good?
Because the latter, it doesn't feel good. He's having sex. He's just not using them. But he's always probably like, I have one if you want. And then they're like, no, Wes, it's fine. That's exactly what happens.
You're not sleeping with anyone else, right?
Or he's the type that is like, yeah, well, right. Or he's the type to be like, I don't have one. And then she's like, it's a deal breaker. And he was like, oh my God, I found one in my pocket.
What a fanfic.
I'm shocked there's not fanfic out there about Bravo. Maybe there is somewhere in the corner. I've never heard of it, though. I feel like we would know at this point if it existed.
That's pretty funny, though, if there was like a whole like Wattpad like genre of Bravo lebs hooking up.
Someone
is
wants
it
to
fanfic, though? Is it fanfic or is it true?
Well, I feel like someone is biting at what's the term? I forget it. But like wants to get at writing a fanfic about like Andy Cohen and like the Southern Charm Boys, maybe, or like, because he loves those boys.
He loves those boys. He really does. I don't know what it is, but
trust me neither. I'm like,
I think it's just like the OG in them. Like, he really loved the Toms and Jaxes too, and I just feel like maybe like the Southern Charm Boys haven't reached that level yet. It's like the scandal will come soon. Don't worry.
It's that. Him retelling that story about him trying to get dinner with them in the city with John Mayer, and they like were screaming at the dinner. Did you see that?
I mean, dinner and a show.
You know what? You're right.
I'm trying to see the glass half full and everything. Like, could you imagine?
I honestly need it.
Could you imagine being John Mayer sitting at this table and Andy's like, no, you're going to love these 3 guys. They're on this show about the South. Like, John, you're from Georgia. You'll totally vibe with them. And John just sitting there trying to figure out what's going on, as if John wasn't like a bad boy himself in his earlier days. Who knows what he is now, too. But like, just watching the dynamics between the 3 of them and them all trying to like impress John Mayer, but also by putting each other down. Like, I would live for that.
Oh, let's let it be known I love mess. So like especially mess that I'm not a part of, like there's nothing better to sit and
Like,
just
it would
watch
be
them
so
fight. Be like, I got
it
nothing
would
in
be
this.
so fun. Like, I'm like, okay, this season these two hate each other and he's the mediator. But don't worry, when the next season rolls around, these two will hate each other and he'll mediate. And it's just a vicious circle that we go through every season, yet we can't quit him. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Wait, who is Craig dating now that he used to date allegedly?
Apparently it's Kelsey Ballerini, who he technically didn't date, but she did bid on him at that date auction like
Right.
season 1 or 2. Then people are saying it's completely false. It's not true. And I'm just like, well, I guess people don't watch the show.
I don't
Or
know.
do they?
Yeah. I'm trying to think about who else. Like, it can't be Paige, obviously. Like, and it's not
No.
Naomi.
No, maybe like that the Natalie girl that he had dated like Winter House season 1 or something. It could be,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't know enough about the people that he's dating. I think this I would like it to be a celebrity as in Kelsey Ballerini because in my 2026 predictions I did say a Bravo celebrity would date a real celebrity. I could cross that off.
That would be a win.
I don't see it
Wait, what else?
lasting.
Have you crossed anything else off yet?
I basically gotten all of my Potomac predictions correct, which I feel pretty good about.
That Robin would return.
I had that Robin would return. I had that Kiarna and Angel would not be back next season. I had Karen would return full time. And then, like, the one I'm really crossing my fingers off is when Wendy gets off on a technicality.
Oh, God. I hope. Because here's the thing. I do like Wendy. And
No,
it really, all this shit is crazy.
it was her
You know
best
what?
season yet.
I know, I agree. But the thing that's funny is like between all the reality TV headlines, like Taylor Frankie Paul, for instance, should be so thankful that everything's going down in Summer House right now.
Could you? I was thinking about this. I was like, Justin Timberlake should be so thankful for Taylor Frankie Paul. Imagine that sentence in 2026. Justin Timberlake, thankful for Taylor Frankie Paul because of an incident from 2023, that his incident from 2024, which was then put out, is now being buried because of this.
Yeah, there's just everything's moving so quickly, which does prove a point though with West and Amanda that like they will be fine. Like in the end of it all,
so?
like I don't feel that bad. Well, of course they'll be fine. Like they're not gonna get canceled. Like they're.
But what's the
I'm not
future
saying,
for Summer House? What is your take on it?
like what's gonna happen with the show?
Yeah, like this really, I think, messed with the future of Summer House. I think had this maybe come out after In the City or they like waited a year, it might not be as much. But like the whole vibe of Summer House and premise of like the upcoming seasons plus In the City has really kind of been messed with all of their jobs like professionally.
Well, I think that Amanda and West won't be a part of the show anymore.
Of Summer House or In the City or just
Summer
one
House
or
at
the other?
least. Like
Okay.
I think they'll put Amanda still on In the City, depending on how that show is received. And maybe West makes an appearance there to be in the
Okay.
mix and the storylines there. And then Sierra stays in the house with Mia, KJ, Jesse, and Kyle still shows up here and there. And
Okay.
Lindsay comes in for like a 1 weekend maybe, and then they have like they have Bailey and some newbies. Like I think the show can continue to operate as normally
But
as
Sans
possible.
West basically is what you're saying.
West can't really be in the mix. I don't think there's no world in which Bravo is going to put their eggs in the Sierra basket over anyone that is involved.
Yes.
And if she wants to still continue to be a part of the show, like they will make sure West is not in that house. I really
yeah,
feel
I
that.
just that's what we were trying to figure out. I was like, what is the dynamic now? Like, how do you put if you're going to keep the same cast and you're not firing anybody, but you have two shows to put them on? How do you mix and match so that people can still film? Or, you know, the Vanderpump problem was that they tried to keep them all on the same show and film together. And Ariana was like, so I have this thing called boundaries, and you guys are going to try to make me the outcast and like try to forgive Tom because of what he did. It's like you can't have that happen with the Summer House. But I think there is the morbid curiosity of like what happens with Amanda and West. How do we see that storyline either come to fruition and continue? Like, what do you do with all of that?
But what's different though is we didn't have a separate show then. Like they didn't have
Right.
the Valley as a runoff show. You know what I mean?
True.
We now have
That's,
two
yeah.
shows, so like they can kind of separate people and still keep the story going about
Yeah.
the fallout. But I think they just y'all keep filming. I don't and see if next season sucks then it can be done. But like I just say keep going. I think it would be a big misstep to just like scrap everything when it's all anyone wants to talk about.
I know. It's like, I just wish, it's like, first off, I think they were being dumb in the way that they were being like discovered. It's like you start to hear all these things. I mean, we were hearing things much earlier
Yeah.
in our DMs, and I was like, I was like Mia on Watch What Happens Live. Like, I refuse to believe this, mostly because of West. I was thinking, there's no way this guy with his savviness within business, all of the opportunities he's getting, he was literally the bridge for the female and gay audience to be more into sports. Right? Like they were trying to pull those demographics over into football, doing these reality. He had that at like he was on the top of the world with that. I was like, there's no way. And plus, he's already seen how the Bravo fandom would react when he's at the bottom. There's just no way he would do this again.
Yeah.
And then I like, could not believe it. Like the DMs that were coming, I'm like, no, I think, and people were like, I was like gaslighting them. I was like, no, I think you saw it wrong. They're like, yeah, maybe I did. Sorry about that. And I was like, now I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just can't imagine that he would risk his professional career for this. Like,
Yeah.
had this happened maybe during the filming of next season, we'd already be there dealing with the fallout of it. But them to do this in the off season, what were they thinking?
I know. It does the time. It messes so much up with the timeline. Like I can't believe this In the City show is happening, and we're supposed to invest emotionally in approximately like 25 new characters, and I'm like, I don't care about that. I need to know how this is all gonna wrap up.
I know, but yet, you know what? The trailer got me. I do want to
looks
invest
good.
in those characters.
Danielle and Lindsay are still fighting, which we love to see.
I mean, I like Danielle. Like, I'm happy to have her on my screen because I think that she like understands the reality TV game. And then I'm also like, and you're dating a married man? Okay.
Yeah, she's
Like, let me in.
I think she's great for reality TV. I think my beef with her is she just isn't. She's someone who, you know, there's a fine line to me sometimes about being a good friend. Like sometimes you can over friend in situations
Yes.
where you need to like let people be. And I think that was like the big thing that happened with her and Lindsay was like she was a little too involved in her
Yes.
Lindsay's relationship, and it just ended up making Danielle look absolutely crazy. When we wanted to root for you, Danielle, we agreed with you until we were like, oh wait, no, this is wild.
But she was right in the end. That's the crazy part.
Like, she's like a Kristen Doty to me, where it's like the delivery is terrible, but the message is correct.
I co-sign that completely, which makes good reality TV.
It makes good TV, guys. We have to have villains. We have to. That's why I'm like you. That's why with the show, I'm like with what's coming up next. Or I'm like, we can't get rid of people. Besides West maybe being on In the City, but like we can't get rid of people because like that just means that the story stops. So if they're willing to film, which usually they are. I know. Yeah. Thank you. And then we get to talk about it on a podcast. Okay. Anyways, so the next day in the house, Jesse, where they're all getting. Oh wait, one thing. In the next morning, Mia has this really wonderful conversation about her parents, and I just love to see her open up so authentically in the house. And it's just another example of the importance of bringing in authentic relationships here. It didn't feel like a conversation that was kind of staged to bring up as a story. She just is chatting with Sierra, her best friend, about that. And would you use a medium? Have you ever used a medium before?
I have not used Medium. I've done like tarot cards and stuff. I find them hard because I don't think that they'll ever want to deliver me bad news, which is fine. I don't want that. But
Right.
I think if that's something that people want to do, like I would love to be like in that world and understand astrology more and understand what everything is and like how it could like impact my life. I'm just not very good at that. But I think for Mia, like it would be really helpful for her. What I liked about that conversation too is we joke that we call those like the live feed cameras, you know, like a la Big Brother. So it wasn't even like there was a film crew in there. It was like she literally was coming to talk to her friend about the dream that she had.
Yeah,
So
I
when you talk
know.
about your authentic self, like there was something just about that where I'm like, I don't even know if she remembers that she's being filmed. She's literally just telling Sierra a story.
That's the type of TV I like to watch. You know, that feels just
Yes.
like real, authentic, and I just Mia as a star. I really love her, and
She is.
I
What do you
I'm
think about her and Scott?
I mean I don't know. I'm not so sure about him. There's something a little I don't know, but he was with her, I guess, when she was in doing that other show too. I think so.
Okay.
I,
I
I,
wasn't. I was unclear if they're still together or not,
they
and I
are still
hope they
together
are.
because she on
Okay,
Watch.
good.
Well, I don't know that for sure. I guess on Watch What Happens Live, she was referencing him not in the past tense. She was like very much current tense talking
Okay.
about him. But at the same
Okay,
time, he
good.
wasn't at Watch What Happens Live with her. Sierra was.
But he's often not with her because he's in different places opening restaurants. To be fair,
Right. And
the
then
crux of their relationship is he's not around.
the thing about her, like, there are people that can do that actually fine, that navigate that type of relationship fine. I can't quite figure out that Mia is that type of person, though.
Yeah, I think she feels very like kind of alone right now. She doesn't have a village, and I think she's now considering more about like, well, what's my future? And I think she's putting a lot of pressure on herself, to be honest. I
Yeah.
think if she doesn't have a lot of things going on to fill her time, she probably sits there with her thoughts more often. So this show is also probably very good for her in the fact of like she's, traveling here, doing this, getting brand deals, being able to like really lean, like Sierra and her, I can tell like are each other's persons. Like they lean on each other so much, and I love that for them. And now they have this shared experience together of the show. But yeah, I would just like she's kind of setting the scene for how we should feel about Scott, and I'm like, I don't. We're protective of you now.
Yeah. We
We
like
just want
you.
the best for you.
And
Yeah.
we don't like everyone.
Yes. And so, do you want us to like Scott? Because if you want us to like Scott, we'll like Scott. But the way you're kind of talking about Scott, I'm unclear if we like him or not.
Well, he's gonna be here next week. He's gonna be at the next weekend, so we will get to see a little bit more of him.
We have 42 minutes next week to judge him.
Yeah. But then we start to get set up for this party, and Jesse's throwing like a Viva Las Vegas party. And y'all, what in the Willy Wonka experience is this? Like, Jesse, Courtney, this is your man, so explain this to me.
I loved it. I just thought it was like, I was trying to figure out, I'm like, did the producers last minute tell them you better have a party? Or Jesse was like, oh, it's my weekend. He's like, I honestly don't care. Like, I don't want to dress up. I'm over the dress up parties. I'm going to have like 3 floats. I hired a bartender. So, like, the real things that you need, which are drinks and like a pool, I'm providing for you. I got a DJ. His name's Kyle. He's going to open for himself because then we're going to Common Grounds East later in the night.
Yep.
Like I feel like he just was like, I don't have the energy to put through this. We wouldn't even have a party if Wes didn't invite 96 girls.
Well, that was crazy to me that he had 96 girls at the ready. I'm sorry.
Should it have been a sign? Maybe.
Yeah, we're like, wait, how does my baby have so many girls on his phone? That's my baby, my West.
Maybe like Jesse was trying to sabotage too. Like, well, if I don't like throw a party, like maybe we have a day off of filming.
Or maybe we go out.
Yeah, like maybe they're not going to show this because nothing's going to happen. And it's like, LOL. Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
This is
a lot,
actually
a
one of
lot.
the craziest episodes of the season too. But
So I had West here on the podcast after
Okay.
his first season, and
Uh-huh.
which I am going to be re-releasing for you guys. I want to clarify that there's not a lot of tea that necessarily dropped when that happened. I had booked him for the show before the reunion for his first season had aired, so I didn't even know that him and Sierra had a dramatic split. He was coming in a very vulnerable place, and we didn't get into a lot of like the drama necessarily, which
because you didn't know about it at that time,
we
right?
didn't know. Well, no, we had started to learn about it because the first reunion had dropped, but like I didn't know that he was doing the New York Times interview. Like I didn't know all that, but one of the big things that he said about filming the show was that when these party scenes are happening, when there's all these like little drama conversations, I think we think that everyone is so like eyes everywhere that like, oh, they're fighting, they're having this is happening. But most of it they don't learn about till the show airs. So I do think a lot of these subtle flirtations that are going on throughout this whole party were not clocked by anyone, and then now we're
Hence
watching
Kyle's thread today, right?
right, and now we're seeing all this like bizarro behavior out of West, him whispering about Sierra. It's all kind of crazy to me.
I just was like, this was a party though that I'm like, there were maybe 50 people at this party. This was one of their smaller parties.
Yeah.
It felt more intimate, that it was just kind of like close friends in a way. Like, okay, we're not really doing too much. So this party to me at least though felt like people knew what was going on, because people were trickling in and out. And I mean, Sierra obviously knew what was going on since he sat right next to her and then had the other girl plop right on him next to her. And Ben was like, what the hell? I think everyone, I mean, Jesse, again, the voice of reason, was like, you better know what you're doing because you've already gone through this. Like, you also told me a couple weeks ago that you would be upset if I did kiss Sierra. So which lane are you choosing here, Wes? Because you better choose the right one.
So, yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit. Like, in hindsight, that conversation is really weird now, right? Because a couple weeks ago, he said Jesse asked for permission to pursue Sierra, and West was like, that feels gross to me, essentially. After having to get some liquid courage, he finally like owned up to it feeling yucky. And it's like, how can you say that to your bros? And how is that any different than what you've now done with Amanda? You know, it's really kind of crazy. And I don't think Sierra and Jesse should have gotten together. And I think Sierra would have been like, no. but like in hindsight, Jesse doesn't deserve your permission.
The whole thing is crazy too, because obviously the comparison of Schwartz and Raquel gets brought up very often now because of this scandal, and does Jesse know, and because, you know, Schwartz knew, and blah blah blah. And it is just weird because it's like, I don't think West necessarily wants Sierra just for himself. I just think he doesn't want anybody to have Sierra, and he wants all of his options.
Yeah.
And if Sierra is an option for him, then she can't be an option for somebody else.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I don't know. I also am like, no, guys, Jesse, did you not learn with Lexi last year? And then also, if you wanted to kiss Sierra, you have a whole off season to do these things. Like, everyone, when the camera rises and they start filming and these storylines start developing, I'm always like, well, why didn't this happen off camera? Why didn't you guys talk about this 6 months ago? Why didn't you do this? So I don't know. It's so messy. It's so messy.
So messy. Well, wait, one thing we didn't talk about though before the party that I do want to touch on was, I did really like Carl talking about his sobriety and everything with Bailey. I think it's really brave of him to talk on camera about still having those urges to lean on substances to feel confident and to feel like you can say what it is you really mean. And he kind of talks about how like that is why he can't tell Kyle how, you know, bummed out he is by him. I know that they're in a good place now. I'm really dreading now seeing their fight go down.
I know. That's like what's so crazy. As we said, you guys don't understand, in 8 months everything will be okay.
Right.
Everything's going to be fine. You're going to be, Kyle, you're going to be DJing the 5K from Soft Bar over the weekend, okay? Like, you guys will move on.
You will have made it. You're DJing at Soft Bar.
Yeah, but like also like you guys are going to be okay. And I think Carl is seeing a lot of himself in Kyle, I think. And Kyle has become, we have a joke because it refers to Bethany of like bitch eating chicken salad, you know, like a bitch eating chicken, like bitch eating crackers. Like, anything that Kyle's doing right now is just driving Carl nuts because he's mad about Soft Bar. He's mad about watching him like go self-destructive on Loverboy, go self-destructive on his marriage. He's seeing all these things Kyle's doing and is like, my advice to Kyle is not good enough. And then because he's doing all this, he's also not being supportive of me. And I feel like I can't get mad at him because he's not being supportive of me. But at the same time, I know he's stressed. And so like he's put himself in this huge conundrum of like how much Kyle Cook is upsetting him. And at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, you guys are going to be just fine. Don't worry.
I know. It's a storyline that doesn't matter now, really.
It doesn't at the end of the day now. It doesn't matter because you guys are going to realize that like this was so stupid that we were fighting and that we let it get to this point because we are best friends and we both have gone through so much with each other. And at the end of the day, like we will always have each other's backs. And when this situation happens and we have breaking news about the betrayal of two of the people that we thought were very close to us, we're going to be just fine.
Yes, I totally agree. It is, but it is also a relief to know that that is ahead of us. With
Yeah.
them.
Do you also think too is that Carl also can't say out loud that he's pissed he's not on In the City?
Yeah, I think that part of the fight that goes down, I think part of the reason he screams at Kyle is because he didn't get brought into In the City, because their contracts are out probably right at this point in the season is when they're having these meetings about the show. And I really think that there is, in Brian Moylan's book about wives, he talks about how fights on the show are typically about the show. Like 90% of them are about the show, but you can't say that it's about the show, right? Because you're talking about this information hurts your feelings, but it's also being filmed. Like you're kind of mad about that. And this situation, I think, is like, I have been nothing but a good friend to you. I've supported your business, and you can't bring me on to your new show to support my business. And
I would say it's more Lindsay's show though than it is Kyle's. True. I think Lindsay was really looking for Lindsay knew, like, I have an expiration date. I have a kid now. I can't just, we're seeing it this summer, right? She wasn't even in this episode at all. Like, she is like, I have to be on that next phase. I'm like, I'm meant for TV. And she's not wrong. She is a reality star. But so I think she was trying to figure it out and was kind of like, this is where to go. And like, also like, I'm mad at Carl still. And I will probably always be mad, except now we're all friends.
Yeah, but I kind of think like, if anything, having your ex-fiance on the show is only going to further, like, we already have things to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think for Lindsay, though, I don't think she wants to be tied to Carl anymore. Like, I think that this new show is like Lindsay and the next phase of her life, and it doesn't include Carl. And so now, do I think he could be on the second season of this? Absolutely. I think that there's now space. Yeah. But I think when the show first came about, it was like, no, this is me in my next phase of my life, and that does not include him.
Right. Yeah.
But I would have loved him to be on it.
I know. He had this really sweet interview where he was talking about how it was a bummer that he wasn't on the show, didn't get cast on it, and it kind of broke my heart. He's just very sensitive,
And again, we say the bar is in hell, but Carl 10.0, I really like. I'm rooting for Carl. He's the absolute best.
I completely agree.
From what I know.
I know.
I'm scared.
There can't be a Carl scandal. We already had one kind of Carl scandal with the no wedding, I guess, but.
Let that be it.
One other thing that I realized we didn't talk about was this: when they were getting ready for the party, Mia and Sierra are chatting with Amanda about how special she is, and how Sierra says to Amanda that you don't realize you're magic. And they have this moment where they just hold each other and they like cry. And seeing this now is so upsetting.
I feel so sad because we keep forgetting that the actual big plot point of this season of Summer House is Kyle and Amanda separating and figuring out what their marriage is and the next steps there, because we're so overtaken with the West Side Story. And just watching Sierra be such a good friend. And Sierra has always been this really good friend. Like, we watched her walk Paige through what could be if she broke up with Craig. We're watching her tell Amanda what could be if she ends things with Kyle. And seeing someone be so supportive of that and then knowing what happens is just so crushing, because it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't think Sierra even cares that like it was Wes that she hooked up with. It was like, it was the betrayal that you went behind my back when I've been such a supportive friend to somebody that has hurt me. Like, I think if she had come to Sierra before, I don't know what the conversation would have been, but it's like, Sierra doesn't trust people that often. It takes a lot for her to let people in. And I think especially this season is she's like, you know what? I'm going to try the opposite. Oh, Sabrina wanted me to go to coffee with her. I said yes, because I'm trying to be less rigid and I'm trying to change who I am, because I'm always told I'm this person.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then she's like, okay, cool. And then I got betrayed by somebody who I let in, and I don't let that many people in. So now if I'm letting everybody in, like I can't trust anyone.
Yeah. And y'all, I mean, we do have to go here for a second, but like the conversation around race that happened a couple weeks ago on the show was so impactful, right? Because Sierra and Mia are talking about their experiences and how they have to navigate the world differently. And seeing a situation where we have these two women of color comforting a white woman over her insecurities about her marriage, and then the white woman completely just throwing all of that away for these like diverse members of the cast. It's like these are the reasons that Sierra may have been guarded going into the show in the first place, right? Because like she doesn't feel taken care of by the white people on this show. And like she got to a point where she felt comfortable, like you were just saying, right? And she opened herself, and then it backfired yet again. And like it's just, we have to, it's the reality of being in diverse groups of friends, and it's what's so special about that is learning about people's experiences. It's so crazy, that episode that happened a month or so ago, and how special that was, and how authentic and real it was, and for all of it to be kind of, for not in terms of their friendships, it made an impact with the audience, but it's hard to see so much like of the backlash that's happened after the scandal, and seeing these types of relationships and them comforting her, and just in the light of that conversation, it sucks. It
does. And I think for Sierra, at least, I hope that she realizes like how much the audience stands behind her, especially in the sense that I was thinking like, imagine that Sierra wasn't having such a good season. Like she shared so much with us. She's been so vulnerable with us. She's buying a house. Like has so much growth in her life, personally, professionally, and we get to go along for that ride. And I was thinking like, I'm so happy we get to see that, because it would be even worse of the situation if we saw Sierra having a bad season, seeing that she was like suffering losses here and there. But actually we're watching her win so much that even though that this loss of this friendship and this relationship with her ex and everything that's happening there, I'm like, but look at how much good she gets in her life too, and how much she's like killing it, and how excited we all are as an audience to put her on that pedestal and be like, we want you to win.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is nice to know that on the other side of this, like she has a whole fan base rooting for her.
Like I want nothing but, I'm like, I want a home renovation show with her in that North Carolina house.
Literally name it. I want all the shows with her. She's a star.
Name them.
So back to the party. So we do get this scene with West and Ben and Sierra. They're sitting back to back, shoulder to shoulder on a series of, outdoor furniture. And this girl just walks up and climbs onto West's lap in front of Sierra. And West on his microphone, y'all, West, this is your third season on a show. There is a mic on you. You know how this works. And he says, I used to kind of date the girl behind you, but who cares? West.
How drunk do you think he was at this point? Because he's usually pretty smart about the way he presents himself, and is like very concerned about the audience. I think that there's no way he thought that would come off well.
I think he's a little, I don't know what changed between last season and this season, but this season I think we've seen a lot more of him get like lit up.
Yeah, like because he like won the fan base back, you think?
I think so. He's a little comfortable.
And he's getting a lot more opportunities. He's got Complex. He's going on all these, like he has an actual job kind of outside of this show. He's feeling confident and comfortable.
Yeah, he feels a little invincible to have like, 8 lover boys and maybe some other things.
You think he's drinking 8 lover boys? No way. Nobody can drink more than 2 of those.
No, or your teeth would fall out.
I'm still convinced that they pour the lover boys out and then they put a mixed drink into the can, so that they're just always marketing the can, but it's not actually lover boy in that.
Yeah, but that sounds... I feel like they all have to drink one, and then they put them all in the dishwasher, and then because if you just poured it out and poured wine into it or something, like it would still taste like Loverboy. You know what I mean? Like you need to really deep clean that.
I just picture just aluminum cans all in the dishwasher.
You can dishwash that.
It's just so funny to think about, though. They're just like, hey, it's the end of the night. Everyone put your Loverboy in for tomorrow's party.
Kyle's like, I know it's shit product, but we got to do it.
He's like, the merch can only take you so far.
So then, Wes pulls that girl over to like a different area to be a little more private while the cameras are all watching them. And
he's making out with her on that chair, though.
Oh yeah, they make out, and then they go to a bed to make out some more. And Ben and Sabrina are like, Sabrina's like, is Sabrina literally is like, this is gonna be on TV. Like she's geeking out about the fact that they're filming a show. And Ben's like, be cool.
I actually thought she was being a Sierra girl.
I agree. I think she was. I agree. I think it was like part show though, where she was like, oh my God, like Sierra and this guy have this drama, and now he's with this girl, and there's cameras. What are we gonna do? Like
fair.
And Ben's like,
she's producing internally.
This is the summer house. It's crazy. It's crazy here. And Amanda goes and cuddles up next to them in yet another cringe scene. Absolutely cringe.
I know. But this is why I'm saying, like, from the lens of not knowing, we would think she was being such a girl's girl because West is touchy-feely and he's touching her hair and whatever. And now, yes, when she gets up, the line about the butt, like, look at my butt, that is extreme. But I swear, I feel like the crew, like all of us, the viewers, all of us watching would be like, she's just trying to get his attention away from that other girl. Like that is Sierra's bestie. She's doing everything she can. She's just like speaking West's language, like trying to remind him that there's cameras here and like it's not going to look good. And now we're like, oh my God, she's trying to hook up with him.
I think you're right. I do think it was, but here's the thing with Amanda. I do think we give her a lot of excuses. I do think I think there's always a little calculation, I think is my thought.
We infantilize Amanda a lot. We baby her.
Right.
We, the house, everybody. But I'm also just like thinking too, is like she's overcorrecting at this point too, because she was called out for, not being a girl's girl to Sabrina. So now she's like, okay, well now I have to be like hardcore for Sierra, and I'm going to yell at West, and I'm going to take my projection of how angry I am at Kyle and put that over on West too.
Layers. And we get the line of the episode though where she goes, do you want to go see my husband DJ down the street at whatever that bar was called? And this
Common Grounds East.
And this girl looks dead at Amanda and goes, we're going to Surf Lodge.
It's one of the funniest thing on our pod. Like Mary was doing that, and I kept being like, one more time, please. Like the delivery was just so silly, where she was like, not even DJ Kyle Cook could get me to go to Common Ground. Like, like she was like,
we'll be at the Surf Lodge.
So like I did West a favor. He asked me an hour before this party started to come over, and like we've probably been hooking up for a couple of weeks now. So I said, okay, fine, but that's it. I'm going to Surf Lodge. Like that's where the cool people are going.
Also, this girl, Love and Light, but you look like you are trying to find a way onto some reality show. She just has that vibe to her. She looks like she's applied to Love is Blind 10 times.
This is so ridiculous. I don't know why I feel like this, but I'm like, I don't even know that I want to hate on her, even though she obviously knows who Sierra is. But I'm like,
no.
This is West's fault.
I don't think, I don't care about that. It's more just like, she feels like someone who knows reality TV people. And is trying to find the right route.
Her circle is like she's trying to find influencers.
Right, like where is my route to the television camera? And here's the thing, I'll give it to you, girl. You delivered a good line. You delivered a really good line.
It was really funny. It was really funny. And it was like, it's also just like a little cutting too, which I think for viewers who want to see Amanda taken down a peg, that was funny. Worth it.
Yeah, no, she did eat that. And then, we get the party wraps and everyone starts to kind of unpack West's behavior. And everyone's little mixed reactions on whether or not West is allowed to be with people. And, obviously he's allowed to do whatever he wants. And Sierra says this in her confessional. She's like, he can do that. I just think, why is he doing it so much in my face? It feels upsetting. And this leads an Amanda and Kyle fight. And I don't know if you clocked this, as they're fighting about it and Amanda storms off. Amanda's like, I'm going to flip out. Carl says, let's not.
I missed that. Wait, that's so funny.
He literally is like, has his sunglasses on. He looks exhausted being around all these drunk people, being sober. And he's just like, let's not.
He's just like, I can't handle this anymore. Carl's a mess.
He was a mess filming the show too. He's a mess.
I know. I felt bad for Sierra though. And I think the problem is they need to have a conversation about boundaries. And I think if West, while intoxicated usually, wasn't flirting with her, wasn't telling Ben he misses her, wasn't touching her while they play spin the bottle, wasn't like doing the peek by of the rooms, like sharing nachos, massively flirting, not knowing how to talk to her. Like if they had a sober conversation, things would be so different. But she's like almost, and I know she probably blames herself so much, but she's like, I gave him another chance to be in my life. Like I should have been meaner to him last season.
Right. No, I know. She's given him a lot of opportunities,
Yeah, and I think also is like she's right? Like he doesn't owe her, but also it's like you can't play in my face. Like you can't do this because I think if Sierra was like, yeah, okay, like let's go hook up, he'd be like, great, guess what I have in my pocket?
Right. A condom I never used.
Exactly. So like it's, she's the one setting the boundary, but they need a full conversation. He wants to keep the door open in case she ever slips.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not fair.
No, it's not fair at all. Not fair at all. But y'all, that was episode 11 of Summer House. It was a good one. It was a lot went down.
And for a shitty party.
A shitty ass party. And allegedly next episode is even crazier. But I think I did just think about one thing when you're talking about boundaries is that my one worry about the show moving forward is that the reason all of this is happening and working so well is because no one has boundaries and they all trust each other.
Well, or did.
They did. But like it made for a scandal, and that is where Vanderpump Rules also lost their magic, right? Is because the show fell apart because they couldn't. And they're also looking for the next scandal. And I think we as content creators too are a part of that too. Like we're always looking for the next headline to make these shows like implode. And sometimes it doesn't actually help the show. So I'm curious to see what's next,
I mean, you're so right, because it was like, okay, Scandival happened. And then it was like Lindsay and Carl was probably the next scandal that happened, but it wasn't Scandival. And everyone's trying to almost like duplicate that in a way or find something, which is why I think people are going so hardcore on clues. And also I think too is like the darkness of the world is like these are like the crazy things that like give us love and light, even though it's like a wild,
even though at what cost.
I know. And it's just, well, and you also just never think like, I'm like, oh, I could never do that. And like, I think I know these people. It's like, we don't know these people. We watch them for 42 minutes a week. We might meet them at an event. And to be fair, the events that we meet them at, it behooves them to be nice to everybody because you don't want to be on Dumois being like, Courtney was the biggest bitch they would never write about me, but you know what I mean? Like Courtney was the biggest bitch I've ever met. She refused to take a photo with me. She like turned her back on me. And then I'm like, oh great. Now my reputation is out there. Of course they're going to be nice.
Well, not all of them are nice, but
we can offline about that. Would love to know.
No, you're right.
But it behooves them to be nice is what I mean.
I know. But then we get a distorted view of who they actually are. So
I know.
Well, Courtney, this was so fun. It was so great to connect and be here on the pod together. Y'all go make sure to listen to Two Judgey Girls and follow them. And thank you for being here. This is a blast.
Thank you so much for having me. I could have talked for cut me off. I could talk for Summer House for hours.
Oh, I know, me too. It's my favorite show. Guys, make sure to follow me at the Tom Hamlet on Instagram and subscribe to the Dumpster Dive YouTube channel, podcast wherever you find it, and the Patreon, patreon.com/dumpsterdivepod. and at Two Judgey Girls for Courtney. And we will see y'all next time. Say bye to everyone. Bye.
Bye.